Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. It's Theresa here, and today I'm working in my traveler's notebook again for 2022, and this is the Life Crafted album from Citrus Twist. It's in the peacock color, and I'm also working with products from Elles Studio. You may know that I love to organize my products by color, and the labels and hearts and things that you see here are all labels and cutouts that were included in the January 2022 Elles Studio kits and add-ons all together. And I was just trying to put them away. And before I put them away, because I haven't used them yet, I thought, well, I should go ahead and make a layout with them. And that's one of the reasons I really like to organize my products by color and spend time organizing, is to pay attention to layout ideas that come to you while you're playing with your products. And so an idea came to me to just do a straight line using these heart labels. And so I went in my January photos, just looking for favorite photos. And that's kind of what I'm doing with this traveler's notebook this year, is just including some of the random stories and photos that might not necessarily get included in Project Life or in my pocket pages throughout the year. And this also gives me an opportunity to play with product. And so these heart alphabets, oh my goodness, this is the Jane heart alphabet. And I have to tell you that these are a must-have for your collection. And so you're going to see me work with those today. And what I want to do is build my title using these alphabets. And I'm going to create the title Man in Plaid and layer that over top of the photo, over top of his jacket in the photo. And so what I wanted to do here is just sort of experiment with a couple of the pattern papers from this release and see which color layered the best over top of his jacket. And I wanted to just say, I've talked about this before. I've talked about how one photo can spark 4 or 5 different stories. And your layouts can tell one story, or they can tell several stories. And so the funny story behind this jacket, I don't know if you can relate, but for me and Alan, like, Alan is the kind of person that doesn't really often see something that he particularly wants and goes for it. But when we were Christmas shopping, he saw this coat, and it's just a Levi buffalo plaid coat. It's real soft lined and really comfy and warm and cozy. And he saw it and just went right to it and was like, I want this for Christmas. And I was so excited about it because I love when he sees things that he likes that I can get for him. And so that's one part of the story here. But the other part of the story that I've made the layout about, and you'll see that when I journal, is about the ways that we receive warmth from each other in our relationship, and particularly how I experience warmth from him. And so the photo itself and the story of the jacket are in the photo, and I may tell that story in December Daily, or I may tell that story somewhere else. But for the purposes of this layout, I wanted to tell a story about some ways that I experience warmth from him in our relationship. So I decided on the gray patterned paper. One, it has a manly, masculine sort of feel here. It also ties in with his gray shirt, but it stands up against the black and red plaid of his coat as well. And so I stamped all of the letters that I needed. I went ahead and stamped those all at once. And now I'm going to run the paper through the die cutting machine. The Jane alphabet has the dies as well, which is so cool that you can create your own alphabet. You can make your titles anything that you want them to be. And so I ran it through the die cutter twice. I have the We Are Memory Keepers Evolution, and so it's a 6-inch wide platform, and just ran those through. I didn't record that part of my process, but you can see here how that came out. And so now I get to just take that off of the platform, and I have my letters ready to go here. And so I'm just going to adhere those down and create my title. The decision to cover up the jacket, so where to put the title in this page, I think you can tell that I'm using the photo on the left hand side of the layout, and on the right hand side of the layout I'm going to line up the hearts in a straight line and put my journaling there. So where does the title go? And the decision to put the title on top of the coat sort of brings your attention to the coat, but it also really helps you to see our faces, because that becomes the place in the layout where there's not really anything impeding it. I've sort of divided this photo canvas in half, and you'll see how I sort of break that up into so that it works more in the rule of thirds here in a minute. But I think that this was a great design decision because it helps the layout not be so much about the coat as much as it is about the warmth and blah, 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 all that. So it was also just fun, right? The purpose of me doing these layouts is just to have a good time and play with product. And so that was how I chose to do that. And it really, one thing I love too is that, and this is a third story, that is the trend of plaid right now. All the guys I know in my life are loving plaid, and they're all wearing plaid right now. And so that's part of the story of 2022, I think, and the last few months of 2021. And I may be slow to that trend too. That's okay. But you can see I added the little red chipboard piece above the title. One that becomes a quick embellishment along with these the little punched hearts. Those, I lined those up in the same, or almost the same order. Not quite. Yeah. Well, no, not quite the same order. Yeah, because I had less space. But they're almost in the same color order, and they help to tie the right side of the layout in with the left side. I hope that makes sense. And then the red embellishment sort of ties in that red coat. And so the photo that's complete now. I'm going to move over to the right hand side here and work with these hearts. And what I decided to do was to grab a sheet of vellum. I have no idea what is going to be next, what's going to be behind that vellum. I don't know what's going to be on the back side of it. I don't know what you're going to see through this page. So I cut the vellum to fit into one of the pockets, and now I'm going to line up those hearts in a straight line. I used the gray cutting mat to help me line those up straight. And then I'm also just adding little number stickers. These are old, really old Heidi Swap planner stickers. And I was a little bit lazy because I could have gone and found a number stamp set and stamped those numbers, but I just decided to make it easy on myself and just use some old planner stickers here. And so they were tiny enough that they fit in the upper left hand corner to number these hearts. And then I'm just writing out my journaling here. And once I have the journaling written out. Then I'm going to go to my sewing machine and I'm going to stitch straight down this page. And two things that help unify this part of the layout, and that is, one, the gray heart repeats the gray from the title, and I also used gray thread, and that also helps to repeat the gray on this side. Of course, the repeated hearts as well help everything tie together and flow into a really cute page. Thanks so much for watching today. I hope you'll check out the blog at theresamoxley.com, and you'll be able to see more details and product links and lots more layouts and inspiration for you there. So I will see you over there, and I'll see you back here again very soon. Bye-bye.